easy, and you know. I am Doug Lacy. I'm the owner and operator of the Pet Health Shop. We do safe alternative food and treats and toys for doggies. And I am also the inventor of flex shell architecture, or flex shell core monolith architecture, that I hope will save the world, be houses that won't burn down or fall down and that anybody can build. I am grinding coffee. I don't have to pretend. I make my own. So it kind of started out, way back in 1993. I built my first rock walls then, or right around the same time. I was helping my brother Joe when we were building that first lightweight concrete house in Old Mesilla. Yeah, and that was an experimental structure. It came out really nice, you know. It was basically doing the barrel vaults and square walls, you know, which is doing an alternative building material. You know, Thomas Edison, you know, who his main contribution is not the light bulbs and everything, but it is, you know, he invented this faster way to make cement, but he also invented this way of casting concrete houses in one monolithic pour. But he had all kinds of different problems with it. You know, they crack and they leak. They're great solid houses, of course, except, you know, concrete is a problem because it's a porous material. It cracks, it degrades over time, water gets into it, it freezes, it causes progressive rust. And so I knew that I had to explore new materials and new methods. So I came up with this stay-form method of using the block wire out of remesh, which reinforced the medium, and it created a true stress skin. So the surface shells could not cave inward or outwards. So I knew this would be a great roofing material as well. It solves a lot of problems. And so then all of a sudden I found myself building these funnel columns, which is the most logical way to connect up using an economical or economy of form. Because if you're going to build something new, you know, it's going to be under a lot of scrutiny. You really have to build, it has to be many times stronger than anything else, or it's, you know, nobody's ever going to improve it. The architecture itself, it creates these funnel shapes that create roof gardens and places to store water underneath it. So my hope is to be able to create training material to help other people build this way, build very sturdy shelters that are integrated into the natural environment. You know, you leave the natural ecosystems around you because they help provide a lot of stability. All right, the idea here is to make a core monolith structure. It's called flex shell core monolith or core pavilion construction. And so this gives it some earthquake stability of the main roof, and it's designed to provide an insulated roof using thin shell material, using a high strength composite. It's many times stronger, and it has the crack repairing thing. So we're combining shell geometry, which is a kind of a geometry that you know, it maximizes the stability by using curves, and with the stress skin geometry and doing column design. And column design is a way of creating stability and building with nature. So when you build this way, it naturally produces these roof gardens that have about 200 or 300 gallons of stored water below the soil. And so, and you mount soil
above it on support slats, and it wicks the water up, so it maintains the perfect moisture in the soil without allowing evaporation. So you're collecting your water and using it right where you need it, and so you can grow a lot of food on the roof. And as you build into like a hillside, you make runoff gardens as well. So you create a garden environment that's integrated into the natural ecology, and you have roof gardens. So the idea is it implies that independence, you can grow your own food, you can have your own water first, and I just build the pavilions. So you can build your walls anywhere on the flat, smooth floor. And it stabilizes for earthquakes and for fires. So fires will have a hard time pushing in and burning your walls down simply because of that curled edge. Because if there's a hot fire coming, that's a lot of rotation, and so it'll put that rotation back and push the fire away from your walls. And so yeah, it doesn't burn down, doesn't fall down, and hopefully is cheaper than wood frame.
I've noticed that, trying to get other people to work with me, it's really challenging. But also, if I hire another plaster, wants to apply it in the way that they're familiar with. And even though I show them like, hey, this is different, it's kind of like, this high strength stuff, it's kind of flows, it's different. It's not like a regular mortar. It moves like silly putty. It's like a lava consistency. So you have to apply it differently. And and I've just had, tremendous challenges working with other people to follow the instructions on how to apply this. So that's brought me to the point of a good, what I think is a good thing of designing the whole system to be built by one person, by myself, and I've done that. I've reduced the mix down to a 6-gallon mix, which is something that I can move, bring to the area that I'm plastering, and apply it myself before the plaster starts to move. And I realized that that's important. If I'm going to teach people how to do this, it's really important that I refine the process to be a one-person operation. Don't call her lizard. Comenius. My kids, you have really helped me. When you were a little kid, got you involved in it. It's just something I want. And I think the most inspiring thing is to be able to create a home that will really last for future generations, and a home that will provide water and food kind of on its own. The building system is my career. It's like my creative endeavor and everything, and family has been a part of that. I'm going to let Gayla here demonstrate connecting these two, making this block, and we'll just go along here and connect this block together. Go ahead, Gayla. Notice she's wearing her eye protection, very important. Get that one there. I feel like it's so important to raise my kids, make sure they think about that they can do anything that they want to do without having to just march the regular old path of do what it is you're supposed to do to get approval from the outside. I feel like that it's important to encourage people and kids to be who they are. Maybe kind of driven by creativity, the desire to create something and to create and not just create for the sake of creating, but for me it's about expressing bounty and belonging, and so it's kind of a feeling. It's kind of a feeling of of deep knowing of belonging in something larger than yourself. You know, the solutions are here. We can solve this. You know, we can look at what's going on. You don't have to just blindly go by what everybody else says that you're supposed to do.
What do you say? I'm over it.
I'm over it.
I'm the only one getting food here.
Yeah, your shoes.
Hi, I'm Brenna Brown, and I'm Gayla's mom. I was married to Doug. We got married on the first day of spring, and we came down to this place here. Doug and I are great friends. He's an amazing artist, very eccentric and pretty interesting. Yeah, it's been great watching it come to fruition since I've known Doug since 2001.
So what kind of restaurant was it that you guys met at or was cooking at?
It was a country gourmet restaurant.
And it was in Silver, right?
Steakhouse. No, it was in Gila.
Oh, it was in Gila.
New Mexico, yeah.
I always helped my dad with his buildings, mostly the bigger one that I think that was his first ever like project where it was just he was kind of experimenting, and so I helped him a lot with that, and like kind of got to see how much he's changed his system. But yeah, it was always really good. I was lucky to have him. I definitely think he helped me with being creative, and that's why I'm, you know, in a creative field of study. And both my parents had a lot to do with how I am, obviously. That's how everyone is. But yeah, so I give a lot of credit to my dad to how creative I am, and I thank him a lot for being able to expose me to things that aren't of the usual sort. Like, not every kid helps build like these kind of buildings, and yeah, so it's definitely fun to be around. But yeah. Hey Dad, can I just dump this in the ground? On the ground?
Either that or make treason illegal.
What does your t-shirt say?
Oh, that's a rednecks for Black Lives.
All right.
I got kind of, I got sick the other day with Gayla's illness.
You mean chorus?
I mean chorus. Sorry. Haven't called you Cora yet.
You have.
I have called you Max.
Several times.
I call you Max. That's right. I don't forget your name. Get in.